Hey, what the fuck is up, y'all? It's Kreyz McKormik here on Juggalo a Day in this bitch. Now, this week's topic is actually brought to you by Twisted Big Papa. So shouts out to Twisted Big Papa for bringing this shit up. And the subject of the day, yes, is losing your virginity. When did you lose your virginity? So here's my story, okay? Now this is back in high school when I was a junior. And I met my first girlfriend. 3 months ended up going into this relationship. Not a peck, not shit, not nothing. Until one day, she and I are walking up to the mall. And she ends up tripping over her own 2 feet. Which is weird because she was on the fucking dance team. And that made no sense to me. Very clumsy for a fucking dancer. But hey, she's on the dance team. So I get to say that I was fucking with a chick that was on the dance team. But, anyways, how it went down was she tripped over her own 2 feet. She started falling. She's holding my hand and she grabs my arm. I lose my balance and I fall on top of her. And so she's pinned between myself and a chain link fence that's laying down sideways alongside the road. And, or the sidewalk, I should say, not the road. But, I just started looking into her eyes and they were gleaming. And I leaned in and went for the plunge and I gave her a kiss. After I kissed her, she's like, wow, that is not exactly what I expected from my first ever kiss. I was like, I was just reading your eyes and, I thought that's what you want. Now but apparently that's not what it was. Apparently I think that I was supposed to fucking ride in on a unicorn and hold her up in my arms and, you know, like some stupid fucking fairy tale shit, but whatever. I was like, this is what you got, take it or leave it, I guess. You know, there's really no mulligan in a first anything. So, there was that. Now, I still haven't fucked this chick. But a couple of nights after, we were over at her house and we were, you know, making out, heavy petting. I was feeling her up and shit like that. And first time I ever went down on her. And apparently she really didn't realize that in this day and age, trimming your bush is definitely a must-have. Because there's not really a whole lot of guys out there nowadays that really like to have a fucking buckwheat on a bad day bush staring them right in the face. And I mean, I parted the net in hair and I fucking, you know, lopped it up. And man, she was a screamer, which just got me even more excited. But I did tell her, please shave that shit because that is not fun for me, because I kept on doing that the entire fucking time, pulling off fucking hairs that were stuck between my fucking gum line. And she ended up eventually at like a couple weeks later, she finally went down on me for the first time. She had never gone down on anybody, but she kind of had the idea of what to do. The only problem was that she was only able to take in 3 inches. Now, would all of that be considered losing your virginity? I don't think so. But it wasn't until, like, we were in our 7th month in a relationship. She was taking a shower, and her parents obviously didn't remember that I was there, and they took off to go do some shit. And as soon as they left, my girlfriend asked me to come into the bathroom, and there she is, just in her fucking nude glory. And she tells me to fucking take off all my clothes. I'm like, yes, finally, this is it. Instant hard on. And I lay on the floor in the bathroom, and she straddles over me and she sticks it in all the way down to the root. Shifts a couple of times, and then she stops herself. She stops herself and says, this isn't right. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm like, yes, you should. She was raised Catholic. Now, with that in mind, being raised fucking Catholic, apparently it's not a good idea to lose your virginity before you're married. But letting your boyfriend stick it in the ass is a completely different story. And after about maybe 3 days after this, after 3 days of this cock tease, and I'm just like, anytime that we're fucking cuddling, spooning, whatever, I'm grinding her ass as hard as I can because I can't fucking take it. And one time, I finally just said fuck it, and I started pulling her fucking drawers down, and just oh so ever slowly and everything, and eventually she starts getting into it, and I stuck it in the wrong hole, and I ended up putting it in what I thought was her fucking pussy. Turned out it was her asshole, and damn, that was fucking fantastic. But she didn't say a fucking peep, mainly because at the time that I was doing this, her parents were still fucking home. So she didn't want her parents hearing shit. Her mom did at one point end up fucking walking in, but we had our covers over our fucking naughty bits, and I just stopped, and her mom was only like asking her to do something for like 30 seconds, and then she said, yeah, I'll get up once I'm done watching the show. And her mom ends up leaving. I continue, and just as I'm about to bust a nut, I pulled it out. 2 days later, she ended up telling me that I tore her asshole. Now, keeping in mind, of course, that this was the first time I ever did anything, so I don't know anything about fucking playing with it in order to, in order to loosen it up a little bit, or even using lube. So, yeah, I fucked her dry. But any other time that I tried to put it up her ass, like, I only got up to the mushroom tip before she started saying that it was hurting. I just figured my dick was just too fat. But it wasn't until 4 months after that she ended up breaking up with me. Turned out that she had actually cheated on me with one of my best friends in high school, which is weird that we're still friends to this day. And I would say probably about 2 months into the post-trauma of her breaking up with me, I ended up meeting another girl in Yahoo Chat, because at the time Yahoo Chat was the shit. And I met this girl from Monroe County, just south of Detroit. Her name was Jessie. And I actually drove over to her house, a 3-hour drive in a 78 fucking Buick LeSabre. And I drove over there. First time that I drove over there, I got some fucking dome. And she was actually really freaky with it, or so I thought at the time, because she was using like that warming gel shit. So like, you know how if a chick blows on your fucking dick, it usually gives off a cooling sensation. But with this warming gel, you blow on it, it gives a warming sensation. So it was kind of a little bit different. And then it was strawberry cream flavored, so she ended up getting a little piece of strawberry cream on my dick. And didn't get any fucking netting at that point. But the second time I came in, I told her I really want to fucking cement this and be in a relationship. I want to fuck her. And she said that she was worried about fucking me because it would be my first time. She didn't want to regret it or anything like that. I said there's no fucking way that I'm going to regret having sex with somebody that I want to be in a relationship with. And, we started doing the heavy petting shit. And by this time I was 19 and, just about ready to graduate and all of that stuff. Prom was right around the corner at the time that this was going on, and she said, okay, fine. And, we did the normal heavy petting, blowjob shit, and I went down on her as well, of course, and then she finally, I crawled up on top of her, and she finally let me stick it in. Sandpaper vagina. And in the middle of fucking her, we're listening to Twisted Mirror Mirror. Dirty Little Girl comes on, and you know that part in Dirty Little Girl when Jamie says, yeah, I'm talking about balls deep, pummel plugging, and fucking that pussy. Yeah, I said pussy. Do you like it better when I say cunt? Does that sound good to your little bitch divine ears? And at the same time, as soon as he says the word cunt, his Jenny character starts having an orgasm. And I know for a fact that that's supposed to be a chick, but I'm still thinking it's Jamie Madrox playing the voice, and my dick went from full mast to fucking half a stalk. Luckily, though, she was able to freak that dick back into a fucking full-on heart, and I was able to finish the deed before the end of the fucking song. Probably 5 minutes. Now, would I say I regret that I had sex with the bitch? Hell no, I do not regret having sex with her. But I'm pretty sure that she regretted having sex with me, because she was already trained. Me, on the other hand, I hadn't busted my cherry yet. Well, in the vag. The mouth and the ass, on the other hand, completely different story. But, the vag, first time. And, yeah, that was not necessarily the best sex I had ever had. At the time, of course it was, but I had something in my head telling me that this ain't right to be feeling like I'm fucking a roll of sandpaper. Still to this day, I don't regret it, because that actually brought on to a slew of different chicks that I had fucked over the years. So I've had quite a few notches under my belt. And now I'm with a fucking girl that just loves to give me head and enjoys sex like a motherfucker. And we have a kid together because of it. So that's my story, and that's the end of it. So tune in tomorrow. You're going to hear from the newest member of Juggalo a Day. And I will point out this, okay? The contest is now over, and we only had 3 entrants that actually did what they were supposed to do. We were supposed to make a video, link it to our Facebook group page, and we would watch the video and check it out from there on out. But since there were only 3 entrances into the fucking contest, we decided that what we're going to do is we're only going to keep it for 5 days a week now. And only one of those people are able to win. So, once we start getting the ball rolling here on Juggalo a Day, we will actually start adding in more members. So that way we might have another future contest for an entrant on Saturday and eventually Sunday as well. But for right now, we're only going to keep it at 5. That way you don't have to see us every fucking day of the week as much as you'd like to. But, nevertheless, tomorrow you will see the new guy with how he lost his virginity. Until then, I'm Kreyz McKormik. Peace out, motherfuckers. I'm done with this shit.